guys, my name is Mark from jazzguitarlessons.net. Thank you for watching. So this quick video is about how to improvise and how a few things I found out through my years teaching, coaching people, and myself learning the fine craft of jazz improvisation. And the thing, it's a funny thing to say, but hey, it's a destination, it's not the journey. You know, we keep saying, no, you should appreciate what you're doing now, and it's not the destination, it's the road you travel that matters, and the friends you make along the way. But in the case of jazz improv, it really is a different thing in that I was just improvising on Solar in this introduction, right? Solar by Miles Davis, so it's in C minor, and then it goes to F major, F minor, then it goes to a few different keys. And I came to realize through the teaching that all that really matters when you're improvising is to know where you're gonna land. And I just wanted to spend a few minutes discussing that because it's an approach you can do on any song, any chord progression, anything you want to improvise on, even your own compositions. Could be standard, could be anything. The point is, let's take Solar as an example. We are in C. I'll use a C minor 6 or C minor 6/9. So C minor 6, and then somewhere along in bar 5, which is like in the blues, you're gonna go to an F major. So then you have to think mentally that you are playing something in C minor. And eventually you're going to go to F, right? And there's a lot of common notes between the two scales, but the point is if you play on C minor and you are preoccupied by doing something in C minor, you're sort of missing the boat of improv, interestingly. So when I teach students, by the way, I do this through a program I call the Jazz Guitar Accelerator. Interested in finding out more about this, please just get on a quick call with me. We can discuss how it works. Link in description. So when you're improvising with my students, I go like, right, you got to shift your mind and go back. Well, that's going to be the other way for you. You go back a few beats in your mind. Because here's the issue with most people coming from blues and rock that want to do jazz improv. They will go, all right, C minor. So hit the chord, the band hits the C minor, then they improvise a line C minor, and then whoop, F, and then they play a line in F, and then whoop, and then, right? So the point is this, once the chord struck, you're done. Your chord has resolved the line that you played before, if you catch my drift. So while, of course I'm going to strum C minor, start a song in C minor, yes, that's true, but while I do the C minor thing, my mind is just a few steps ahead, just a few bars, a few beats where I go, well, what's F major again? Well, F is the third is A, so it'd be pretty nice if I had an A, maybe an E, the seventh, and maybe this 9 note, right? So I'll be, okay, I'm in C. I'm thinking of F. Oh, we made it. So once the F hits, it's not going to be a surprise where it's going to be like F hits, oh, now I got to play an idea in F. You actually work back so you sort of, you do a form of time travel. But actually, this reminds me a lot of driving a car, and you're driving on a highway. So of course, if you're driving on a highway, you're not going to look just in front of you in the car. You're going to look, you're going like 60 miles an hour, so you're going to, okay, 100 kilometers an hour. I live in Canada. I don't know why I do this. You're going to look further ahead in front of you, at least a few meters, because you want to be safe. So, of course, you're not going to follow the next car with a small gap. The faster you go, the further ahead you need to look. So you will give people space on the highway, hopefully if you drive safely. So here's the point. The faster you go, the further ahead you have to look. So every time I think of chords, I was teaching my students recently, I say, well, if you're comping, you think a little bit of the chord right now, and you think a lot of the chord where you're going, while in improv, it's all the chord. This one doesn't matter anymore. It's not the journey, it's the destination. In that case, it is. So let me do a few examples on Solar, just ad-lib like this. So out of time, I'm going to go C minor. F. We're going to E flat. D flat, 2, 5 in C, and we're back in C. So you see, I was thinking of C, then F, then E flat, then D flat, and then we're back in C. Each of these key centers had their own 2 and 5 chords going there. So that's where, you know, we have to get together. You have to look at the jazz language. If you're out of luck and you can't really follow what I'm doing, well, it would be a great idea to study the jazz language with a professional, with a coach like me, which I've done for myself. I've done with hundreds of students so far. So the point is, in practicing these 2/5s, is not so that the 2 hits and then the 5 hits and you plug and play these licks, is to give yourself a sense of forward motion and of destination. So it's the destination, it's not the journey, and forward motion and all of this has to do with the way you tackle improv in a jazz context, in chord progression. So go ahead, make up a progression if you want. If you're that sort of creative type, start on a chord, go to the next chord, have 2 or 3 chords, and go, where's this going? Where's the point of rest in my progression? So we call it a cadence in technical terms, and then aim at that point of rest instead of waiting for it to happen and then play a line with that key. On that note, I will let you go. I'm just gonna want to tip my hat to Greg. Greg Amiro is living in Montreal, still professional, amazing player. I love his phrasing, and he was one of my instructors for a little while in Montreal, and we also collaborated on some lessons online. Greg sat with me when I was a kid, and we played Days of Wine and Roses in F major. Of course, I paid him. It was a lesson. But then he just told me that, like, yeah, you're always late, Mark. You start to play lines when the chord is passed. Why did you do this? And now we're 20 years later, a little more probably. So So do that. Okay, I will leave you. I'll set up my metronome, improvise a little bit over Solar. Please like and subscribe this video, and I will see you on the YouTube channel and on jazzguitarlessons.net, the blog. Improve your jazz guitar playing with a real teacher. Take care.